So in today's session, we're going to talk all about how to shampoo your extension clients. We always want to proceed with caution when it comes to shampooing our guests because one, we want to make sure we do a thorough job, get in between all of the wefts. We want to make sure we're gentle so we aren't creating any extra tension on the hair. We also want to make sure that this is an enjoyable part of the service for them. So when I start my extension clients in the shampoo session, I always brush them out prior to washing them. I want to make sure there isn't any tangles or any matting or any knots, and I want to make sure that this will set me up for shampoo success. So I go through and I brush the extensions row by row, really making sure to do a thorough job and remove any knots that may be hindered when the hair is wet. Of course, I'm holding at the attachment point to make sure that we aren't causing any pulling and that we're really getting in to really take out any knots that may be in the hair. Again, we're going to take down row by row. This client has 2 rows, so we are going to take down her second row. We're going to give that a thorough brush, and then we're going to take down the top section and brush that as well. So for extension washes, we like to do it row by row to make sure that we really get in between the wefts and that we do a thorough job really cleaning. We do a lot of blowouts in our salon for our extension guests, which is great because this allows them to fully enjoy the wear of their extensions and just touch up in between blowouts, their curls or whatnot. So this really does create a good relationship with the stylist and the client as well because, obviously we're caring for them. We're making sure that their extensions are cared for, that their investment is being cared for. So I really go in and make sure that I rinse each section individually. So this is the first row. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that everything is thoroughly saturated. I'm going to go in with a hydrating shampoo. So extension hair, because of the process that it goes through, really does need added moisture. So I love to use shampoos that really hydrate the hair. No sulfates, no artificial waxes, no artificial silicones, no water, non-water soluble ingredients. We want to make sure that we're using high-end luxury professional products on our guests. And nothing inexpensive because that will, it can break the hair down early, so they won't get as long of a wear with their investment. And 2, it can cause matting and creeping, which is when the hair kind of creeps up on the shoulders because it starts to tangle. So this is the second weft. We're going to take this down. We're going to give this a very thorough rinse as well. We're going to clip up that top section. And we are going to go ahead and really get into the scalp area very gently, and we're going to make sure that we give this a really thorough wash. I like to clip this top section out of the way. Obviously, make sure it's comfortable for the guest. Go ahead and give this a really, really good rinse. And you want to make sure the hair is fully saturated with water because if it isn't, it's just going to make your job so much harder. So really make sure that you're really saturating, that we're really doing a very, very thorough job. We're paying attention to detail. We're going to go in again with our moisture shampoo. I'm really washing the top of those sections. A lot of people will have product buildup. Dry shampoo buildup. So really making sure that we are getting a very, very good thorough cleanse is so important for the client. I'm really just massaging the top of those wefts to make sure that they're clean. Now we're going to take down her top section and we're going to rinse this and we're going to give this a really, really good shampoo. And of course, we're making sure that we are making this an experience, that we're not just doing a basic shampoo. We really want to massage. We really want to make sure that we get their scalps clean and that we're doing a good job. I'm going to go in and lift up the client's hair and make sure that they are getting a very good wash. So we're going to go ahead and give a really good head massage, and we're going to make sure that we are thoroughly cleaning. We're going to rinse this and we're going to do a second shampoo. I do a second cleansing on all of my extension guests because I feel like it's very necessary. A lot of times they only wash their hair once a week and there's a lot of product buildup. There is, some texture spray, some hairspray, lots of dry shampoo. So I feel like the first wash is to kind of break down the product, and then the second wash really does cleanse the scalp and it really does cleanse the hair. So I think double cleansing is very, very, very crucial to this part of the service for blowouts or whatever you're washing them for. But I really think that it is absolutely necessary. When I go in and wash them for the second time, I literally am just kind of going through. I'm not separating anything. I'm just doing a thorough job as much as I can. Again, making it enjoyable, making sure that they are relaxed and that they're actually enjoying the service. We're going to go ahead and give this a really, really good rinse. And then we're going to go in and again, we're going to add moisture to the hair. So any treatment that you use, if a guest is coming into me, once every few weeks for a blowout service, I like to do a deep treatment. If they're coming in every week, I don't think a super heavy deep treatment is necessary, but definitely using something that has a lot of moisture so we can extend the life of their extension hair and really make sure they're getting the most out of their investment. And again, really making sure that you rinse out the shampoo, because if you don't rinse out the shampoo and you put the conditioner right on top of this, that is not going to be beneficial for their hair. The pH of shampoo and conditioner is quite different. Conditioner is definitely more on the acidic side to really close down the cuticle. So you want to make sure that all of the shampoo is out of the hair. Now, when I condition, I am getting all areas of the hair. I'm getting the top, I'm getting the scalp, I'm getting in between each row. I am really getting at the top of the wefts to soften those those tied areas and to really soften those shorter pieces that are sometimes there, so that the client doesn't have any itching or any discomfort with the extensions, because there's moisture at the top. I'm really going to make sure to get underneath. And again, I'm making this enjoyable. I'm massaging. I'm making sure that they are being and feeling pampered. I'm combing it through to make sure it's distributed. And we're going to give this a thorough rinse. Again, make sure that you thoroughly rinse everything and that you're adding little special details and touches to really make sure that they are feeling their best, like this is an experience. And we want to make sure that we rinse everything out, because if we're blowing them out or whatever the reason they're in the salon, we want to make sure that they get the most out of their experience, and we want to make sure that their hair lasts a very long time. And obviously with conditioner in the hair, that's not going to be a possibility. So now we're getting to the end of the experience, and we're really rinsing everything. This does take some time because there's a lot of hair here. And we are going to make sure that we really give them a very thorough dry, and that we make sure that they don't drip, of course, on their clothes. When we bring them back to our station to comb them out, please put product in their hair before you start combing. This is going to help with your detangling, and this is going to help with the entire brush out process. Please note that hair is more fragile when it's wet. So I like to separate the wefts section by section and make sure that I'm combing out each section individually. And I'm always checking for, scalp irritation, and I'm always checking their beads to make sure everything is great. I'm applying the product, making sure that I'm applying the product from roots to ends evenly. I like to use Calming Cream by Loma, and I love Young Again Oil by Kevin Murphy. These are my favorite products for the extensions to add moisture. And we're going to go ahead and brush out, and then we're good to go. I hope you learned a lot from this session, and I can't wait for you to get started.